Okay, okay. So Lesya and I go by Grace or Jana. This is live therapy and opportunity to give women to release. An opportunity to give women someone to talk to really hear them. And then the purpose of it being live is just to see, or just for other people to see how they can benefit from something like this, right? A lot of people know they need therapy, but something always gets in the way. They try to set up an appointment and then they can't get on the schedule, and then they don't call back until 3 months later. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this is just an opportunity to see, did this really help you? Did you really like this? And then maybe you might go seek something that's more consistent if you liked how you worked with me. So can you share more about your current situation and then what led you to say this is something that you might want to be interested into?
So I'm still in love with my boyfriend who's with my friend who I just became friends with again. And yeah, he went to her and I kind of said, okay, I will step back and I'll just be your friend while you guys date, even though deep down I'm hiding all my feelings toward him.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
I want to make sure I'm about to make sure I heard you correctly. So you have a friend.
Yeah.
You have a female friend, right?
Yes.
And you like her boyfriend?
Yeah.
Were you ever in a relationship with him before
Yeah.
her?
Yes. I was in a
Okay.
relation with him beforehand, and I kind of like I was like happy with him, but if he's happy with her now, like what can I do? It's just I'm stepping back, saying, you know what? I'll just be your friend right now, even though you're with her, even though I'm in love with you. I
Mm,
just don't want to I don't want to straight out come and tell him, and
yeah.
for him to like be like, oh, you love me, like you still want to be with me, but I want to be with her instead.
Mm. And you were friends with her before you met him?
Yes.
How long were y'all friends?
We were friends for about 3 or 4 years.
Were y'all close friends?
Yeah. Like I was friends with her like for a long time. And
Yeah.
then she introduced me to him and he and I started dating and then now he's dating her cuz he wants to see where it's going. But I feel like the only reason why he's dating her is because she's a gamer and I'm not a gamer, but I still felt something for him.
Okay. And so, okay, but she was your close friend.
Yeah, and
So
then
you
we had a
thought,
fall and then we had a falling out.
okay. So do you think this is something about revenge for her, or
I don't know if it's revenge or if he's just trying to see what's happening, like what's out there, and
no, I'm
doesn't
talking
want.
about as far as her. If this is your friend, why would she think it's okay to date your ex-boyfriend?
I don't know. Like I don't know if it's revenge or if he just seeked her out and just started dating her without telling me. So I
But even
was like,
if he did seek her out, she could have still said no because y'all were friends.
yeah. So I
Are you
don't know
all
if it's.
I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, it's okay. Like I'm still friends with her. I'm just like, I'm just not like very. I just don't say much with them
Mm. Now,
because
yeah, go ahead.
every time that I'm on the call with them, I hear babe, 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 get on the game, babe, get on the game, and I'm like, I don't want to be here.
How
Like,
old?
and it just like, how do I put it? It kills me inside. Does that make
Mhm.
sense?
Yes, 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 yes. I understand how you feel. I understand how you feel. That's why I wanted to know how old are you,
I'm
if you don't
35.
mind. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this guy, you said you were dating him how long?
We weren't together for that long, and I thought we were good together, but apparently not. But he
Okay.
never even told us that we were told me that he wanted to break up with me.
And so, how long were you all dating?
I think we were together for maybe half a year.
Okay. Yeah. And you were friends with the girl for about 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But like
And
he never told me that we were breaking up either. He just went and started talking to my friend and never told me anything. So I got kept in the dark for the longest time.
mm, so, this friend of yours, I definitely understand forgiveness. Or have you forgiven her? Or do you, I know you say you're still her friend, but have you forgiven her?
I have forgiven her. I'm just like, I'll just stay your guys' friend and see where it goes for you guys. Like, I'm happy for them. Even though deep down, I'm like, that should be me there. Like, that should be me with him.
Mm,
Because the only reason, like, she lives down in Australia. And so there's like that big time difference. And he's basically about 2 hours ahead of me. And I'm more like I'm more in his like I have an easier way of getting to him if I had to.
okay, so what? Okay, I know you said you're in Mountain Standard Time, correct?
Yes.
Where are you located?
Calgary, Alberta, Canada.
Okay, that's what I thought. I thought you were in Canada. And so, where is he?
So he lives in Ohio, Columbus, Ohio, and she lives all the way down in South Australia.
Okay. This must be some type of gamer thing where y'all just be dating people across the world. So you never seen him in real life?
I haven't we were going to meet in real life, but we haven't like I've FaceTimed him, but that
Okay.
was about it.
Okay.
But I'm not a gamer. That's the only thing is I'm not a gamer.
Okay. So are you sure they're dating?
They say they are, but
They
I'm just like you guys do you cuz I'm just sitting back and letting you guys figure this out. I'm just going to do my own thing.
okay, and she's in Australia
Yeah.
and he's in Ohio.
Yeah, the
So
US.
the US, right? So did y'all ever make plans on meeting?
He and I were making plans on meeting. I was actually trying to help him figure out how to get his passport figured out because he doesn't have a passport. So I
Mm,
was trying to help him with that. And my friend, like, I told her that he doesn't have a passport, and she goes, "Oh, yes, he does." And I said, "No, he doesn't." I was helping him get his passport, I was helping him with a bunch of things. And she's like, "Oh." Like, when I told her what I was helping him with, she's like, "Oh, he has this, he has that already." I'm like, "No, he doesn't."
okay. So
And
how
then
did
I
you
told her,
find sorry.
and I was like to her, I was like, "So are you willing to leave everything you have in Australia to move to the US for him?"
Uh-huh.
And she's like, "I don't know." I said, "Well, this is something that you need to figure out because you can't just say, I'm going to date this person." And then, like, what happens is, like, something happens where he goes, like, "Oh, I want to marry you." Do you know where I'm coming from?
Like, for her to just meet him for the first time and then he just randomly says he wants to marry her?
Or what happens if he randomly tells her now that he wants to marry her?
Mhm.
Like, she needs to think, like, what's her priorities gonna be?
As far as moving.
Yeah, because it's
So,
not gonna be cheap, and she doesn't work on top of it.
does he work?
He works at like a kids trampoline place in Ohio.
A friend. Have you ever seen him working?
No, because he can't have his phone with him when he's working.
Okay. Okay. So, how did you meet this friend in Australia?
On an app called Amino.
And what is that?
It's like a role playing app.
A role playing app.
Yeah.
What were y'all role playing?
Um, I role play a lot of things, so it's different. Like you can do different. Like it has different communities.
Hmm.
So
You gotta get me up to speed because I've never heard of that.
sorry, I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep you up to speed. I'm trying. Everyone's like, what's going on? So I'm like, half the time, this is why I'm a little nervous. I'm sorry.
No, you don't. You don't even strike me as being nervous. It's just you've introduced me to something new, and I just would like to know what this
I mean,
amino.
I can always, yeah, it's an app that you can download on your phone and you can play, like, you can, do you know the Vampire Diaries?
I've heard of that.
So
Uh-huh.
you can role play from people from the Vampire Diaries, the
Okay.
originals and legacies.
Oh,
Uh, yeah. Or you can role play people from the Riverdale if you've seen Riverdale.
okay. What y'all do? Some acting or something?
Yeah, but you like portray them. Like you can sit on your couch at home in your PJs or whatever you want to be in. Like you don't like they don't know what you're in.
Uh-huh.
So like you could be in the tub like having a bath and role playing.
Okay, that's interesting. I'm
Yeah,
a,
so like they don't know where you
how
are.
do you spell that? Say that again. How you spell that?
AM, hold
Uh,
on. It's AMINO.
mm-hmm. N-O. Amino
Yeah.
role play. So you met her role playing.
Yeah.
So this is not a person who you've ever seen in real life either.
No.
So you said you've known her for 3 or 4 years.
Through role playing, but that's about it. But we've never met in person.
Okay. And has she ever traveled outside of Australia that you
No.
know
She has said she hasn't. If she goes anywhere on a trip, she goes with her mom and her stepdad.
of? Okay. And do you know how old she is?
25.
Okay, so she still lives with her parents.
Yeah.
Okay, and so he's in Ohio and and they
And
play
he lives with his mom.
and he lives with his mom.
Yeah.
And who do you live with?
I live with a roommate.
Okay, so you're a roommate. You're you live with a roommate. And how old is he?
How old is she?
He,
I
you're
think
the guy who you're
that I
want.
still like. He
Yeah.
still's in I think he's like 25, gonna be 25 this year.
Okay. Okay, so he lives in Ohio. He's 25, stays with parents, and works at a trampoline park. So, do you let me ask this question. Do you have friends who you can physically touch?
Yes, I do. I have friends who I can physically touch.
So, who are in your local assembly,
Yeah.
in your local area. So,
Yeah.
these two people who you've never met in real life, and I'm not saying they're not real people, but they're causing you all of this heartache.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you want to move forward from this?
Well, I just like do I tell him straight up that I still have feelings for him to make him feel like to give him like saying, look, you're with this girl, you're with my friend, but I still have feelings for you. Like, how do you like? Do I tell him that, or do I just hide my feelings and move on and still be their friend?
Um, to be honest, you're a beautiful woman, right? You
Mm-hmm.
know, you've got a lot of potential. What do you do for work?
I'm a teacher's assistant in a drama theater class up
Okay.
here on
That's good.
Saturdays.
That's good. So you do this part-time teaching.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fine. Do you plan to go to full-time teaching?
I'm going to school right now on top of that. So
Okay.
right now I'm not sure. I want to work with kids, but I'm not sure in what capacity.
So you done tried it. It ain't they kind of
I've worked with the preschoolers and I'm like, no, this is
yeah.
not my area.
I've done
I
that
like
as
the
well.
I like the older kids better.
Right. Okay, so you probably like teach middle school or high school or something like.
Yeah, that's what I would like to do.
Yes. So honestly, Lesya, because I love your name, I would let them be them. I mean, this guy, he's 25 years old. He stays with his parents, works at a trampoline park. And how many hours a day does he game?
He works, I can't like I used to know his schedule really well. I know he works Saturday, Sunday, and I think Tuesday and Wednesday, or
Mhm.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and he gets Monday and Friday off.
Yeah, but how much does he game? Like I know gamers tend to game a lot. Like they be on the game for a while.
I He games a lot. Like he's changed his sleep schedule for her, is what
Yeah.
I've noticed.
So you don't game. This young man, he wants to spend a lot of his time playing games all day. That's Lesya. I've heard plenty of stories, and you probably have too, of women who have to compete with games in their life. And so you said your friend, I'm not sure what her name is, but she's with it too. She's gaming as well. And if she's gaming that much, I don't know if she's able to provide much money for herself if she's spending all her time playing games. Does she have a
Yeah.
job? You said she doesn't have a job.
No,
So
and
that's go ahead.
she gets an allowance from her mom and dad.
Okay, yeah. So she gets an allowance from her parents. So she's really in a childlike um lifestyle. Her parents are taking care of her. She gets an allowance. You said she's 25 years old?
Yeah.
Most 25-year-olds that I know don't get an allowance. So, I think, Lesya, their mental structure is on the same level. And that's probably why they connect more. He works part-time or whatever at a trampoline park. He lives with his parents. She lives with her parents. She don't have no job. She gets an allowance. So when it comes to him, she probably is more around her mentality. You understand what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
you seem to be above his mentality, but your emotions are attached to him.
Yeah.
So that's how it seems like do you feel like you're more mature than he is?
I feel like that because I do bring up a lot of questions to them all the time. Like, I bring up a lot of questions. I'm like, how do you feel? Like, how do you feel in 10 years? And they're like, we don't know. And I'm like, well, you need to think about this because 10 years comes really fast.
Right. So yes, Lesya, I honestly think you should let this go. I know that it is difficult, but you've never seen this guy in real life. There are plenty of men who you can meet in real time. You don't know, he probably is not about to go meet that girl in Australia. I mean, he probably is not about to meet her. And that can help you feel better. He ain't gonna go to no from no Ohio. He doesn't even have a passport. So if the only way that she coming over there is if her parents let her. Remember, her parents gonna have to buy the ticket. Her parents gonna have to give her spending money. He probably don't have no money to give her. You understand what I'm saying? So that relationship is just like childlike. You know what I mean? When
Yeah.
high schoolers or teenagers, they just talk on the phone.
Yeah.
It's like, and I'm not saying that it may not go anywhere in the future, but by the time it goes somewhere in the future, you probably done moved on. I'm sorry. You probably done moved on by now, by then.
Yeah.
So I would just say let them, like that girl, she was your friend, but at the same time, you I'm not saying that it didn't mean anything, but if she was your true friend, she would have never done that in the first place, right?
Yeah,
If she was your true friend. And that doesn't mean you can't forgive her, right? But I wouldn't be on the phone with them. If they want to be on the phone together, I wouldn't be making myself no third wheel, right?
right.
So how how you feeling right now?
I feel a lot better talking to somebody about it. Like
Mhm.
it's helpful, and it's like it makes me realize, okay, I can still be nice to them and be their friend, but not be a third wheel.
Mm-mm. Yeah, like if there is there some emotional attachment that you have to what's you don't have to mention your friend's name, but the female
Uh,
Australia girl.
her name's Tasha, and her boyfriend's name is Corey.
Okay, so do you feel a strong friendship with Tasha?
I just feel like she's she's jumping into this relationship, and I feel like he's jumping into it with no questions, no like asking hard questions, like just like not asking the questions that should be asked in a relationship.
Right, because it's a friendship. That's why.
Yeah, and I feel like
That
they're not, like I feel like she doesn't say, like I feel like she needs to like she needs to get out of the house and get um like this is what I feel like she needs to do. I
Mhm,
haven't told her because I don't want to tell her. Is
mhm.
I just feel like she needs to get a job and get her life settled because she keeps saying that she wants to move out. But as a gamer, you can't. I don't know. Like I don't know if it's the truth or not, but it's like you have a hard time leaving the house to go anywhere because the game always comes priority.
Okay. So I have a question. Who does the calling? Do you call her, Tasha, or
She
does
she usually calls me.
and when she calls you, what does she want to talk about?
We haven't had like a private conversation ever. We've had like group conversations with other people in the group. In the
Let
group,
yeah, in the group. Okay. So you've never had a one-on-one conversation with her.
no.
Okay. So you all you, and so any of the friends that you have that are locally to you, have you ever had one-on-one conversations with them?
Oh, they and I have conversations constantly. Like we talk about like the most randomest things ever.
Uh-huh. Your friends who are local with you, right?
Yeah,
Okay. And have you told them about these long
I
distance
I have two of them are very supportive, and they've also have said we want to go with you just in case
with you
of
where?
something. Like if I go see the person, they want to come with me as
Yeah.
a support.
Yes, absolutely. I wouldn't even go see him. I don't think his parents are gonna let him see you. He stayed with his parents, remember? You know,
Yeah,
like they were like, "Who is this in Canada? Who is this?" You got to think of it when it comes to stuff like this. Like even with Tasha, Tasha gonna be like, "How about him?" Like Ohio? Who you know in the United States? She stay in Australia. That's far. You
yeah,
understand what I'm saying? Like that's not this whole situation. Um, I'm not saying it's not real because y'all are real people. It just doesn't seem realistic for Tasha and Corey to, move forward. It really just seems like this is something they're having fun with. And then when he get done having fun with her, he might go have fun and be talking to somebody else. Like even with Tasha, like you said, you've only spoken with her in full group settings. So is it possible that maybe the way you feel about her as far as friendship, that she may have not felt that same way about you?
that could be true.
Yeah.
I
Okay. And you don't find yourself jealous at all when it comes to her, right?
No, I don't. That's
Mhm.
the only thing is I don't feel jealous about her. I just feel like I'm just feeling like why couldn't he just come to me just saying, "Hey, look, can we stay
Right.
friends?" while I pursue other relationships.
Yeah. So you kind of feel betrayed.
So I feel betrayed, but I also kind of feel like we had something. Like, why are you wanting to push me away when we had something? We had a good relationship. I was
Mhm.
supporting you. Like, I wasn't financially supporting him, but I was
Yeah.
like supporting him. Like, I was always on the call with him when he was upset.
Mhm. You
And
was
now he's
this.
wanting to see Tasha, who lives in Australia, who's on like a 13-hour difference.
Yeah. See, you
Where
see how this sounds.
and I'm like, and he's like, I was going to bed last night, and I knew he went to bed at a certain time, and I see him come on at 1 a.m. my time, which is like 3 o'clock his time, and
Mhm.
I'm like, why are you up this late? Like, you have to work in the morning.
Mhm. And so you get to still talk to him on the phone too.
I haven't talked to him on the phone. I just talked to him in the group chat, but it's always all
Mhm.
I hear is, you need to get over here for the game. And it's like, well, I'm not in the game, so I always feel like I'm the one that's in trouble because I'm not in the game, so I feel out of place.
Uh huh. So you're not a gamer.
No, I'm not.
Amino sounds like a game type thing. That's not a game.
It's not a game. I mean, I could show you what it looks
I
like.
want to see what can I find it on online?
Yeah, I think you can find it online or you can find it on your phone.
Let me see. Amino acid came up with this. Hold on.
No.
Amino app. Amino app. That's kind of interesting. Okay. Okay. For apps.com. Let me see real quick. So this is what we have.
I mean,
Um,
I don't know how to. I
I
mean, I
think
could.
I can um I don't know where this is, but it's
I mean, I can always like WhatsApp you the picture.
ooh, ooh, ooh. I think I'm doing that wrong. I'm doing that wrong. I wanted to bring it up here so we could all see what this looked like because I ain't
Yeah,
heard nothing like that.
I'm
I've
just
never,
trying to think how I can send it, how I can show you it.
yeah, I mean you can.
I'm just trying to think.
But it's all right. We don't even have to. I'll look that up on my own time. But my question to you is because I've heard a lot, right? I've heard a
Mm-hmm.
lot, and I've answered your question as far as what you should do. I think you should let this whole thing go. But I don't know your person. Well, I don't fully know your personality, but it seems like you have supportive friends locally. But with if you want me to tell you what I think fully, do you?
I would like everyone's opinion, honestly.
Okay, great. So thank you for giving me that permission. This whole long distance thing does not seem realistic to me, right? It just it doesn't seem like something that's permanent. It seems like it's something that's temporary. And I'm not saying it can't happen, but people get very hurt with stuff like this as you are experiencing now. Even with your friendship, you know, a person who's your friend would never do that, especially over 3 to 4 years. So during these long distance things, you can be thinking something that the other person is not thinking. You can only go based on what they're saying, right? You don't really know what goes on in Tasha's day-to-day life, right? You
Yeah.
really don't know. You don't even know what goes on in Corey's day-to-day life. All you really know is what he tells you.
Yeah.
And I've been to trampoline parks and I've seen workers on their phone at the trampoline park. So you don't want to get yourself in no catfish situation. And so if you can I know that you said it feels like it's killing you on the inside, but there are solutions on how you can get over this. If you want to get over it. Do you want to get through this and over it?
Yes.
Okay. So first off, let even Tasha go. She's not a real friend. She's not a true friend, right? She's not a good friend. She might be a bad friend, but she's not a good friend. Based on what you have told me, a true friend is never going to do something like that, right? And Corey, young, doesn't really have it all together yet. And from the looks of it, is going to have a more difficult time trying to get it together. You are teaching, you're in school, you got a good group of local friends. You live on your own, even if it's a roommate, that's still your own. That's a shared living. It's okay. Move forward, hang out with your friends, work on meeting new people. If to get him off your mind, because this is just it's in your mind, right? It's because you constantly think. The more you think about him, the more it's going to hurt. The more you think about that situation. So start focusing on something else that can take your attention from what's paining you. Because you keep on thinking about him. Every time you think about him, it causes you pain. Why keep thinking about him?
True.
Right? So do different whatever. What do you like doing for fun besides
I
role playing?
I like to swim and golf.
Okay, and do you do that with friends?
I'm on a swim. I'm in a group called Special Olympics. So I swim,
Okay.
so I swim every Wednesday night
Okay.
and I golf every Tuesday. So
Oh,
I have 5 golf tonight.
okay. So you have a lot of support around you.
Yeah.
I got you. I got you. I got you. I should have, you know what? I didn't even think about that, and I am sorry. I think you were okay with me saying this. You have autism.
I have a disability. I have a
That,
com mild how do I call it?
uh-huh.
Mild cognitive impairment.
So you're not the one with okay. What does that mean?
So I lived with it for my whole entire life. I
Okay.
basically it's basically my left and right hemisphere of my brain
Mhm.
don't they don't connect and say something like they're like one could say like, oh, you can do this, but then it tells my other side, oh, she's gonna do this, but it never gets over. So like there's basically a wall that's confusing them, so I always get fluffered if I'm doing 3 things.
Uh, yeah, I mean, I understand. Is that why you feel like I think you said that you don't like that you have too many emotions?
Yeah, and I have
That
all
hap-
these emotions and I don't know which one is which at times. Like I feel like, okay, I'm happy today, and then it's like,
Mhm.
well, what made you happy? So then I ask
Yeah,
myself what made you happy, and then it's like, then why are you sad?
right. And so I also read that you said you fall in love too easily. That's something that you don't really like.
Yeah.
Or you got to protect your heart. That's why you have to protect your heart. Like if you're okay with me saying,
Yeah.
falling like if you know that you're someone who falls in love too easy, you got to be careful about talking to, you know, guys too long, too much. You probably will have to have help from one of your local friends or a family member to help filter someone out before
Yes,
you can.
I do all the time.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do that moving forward. Because someone who Do you feel like you don't know how to control your emotions?
Yes, I feel like I don't know how to control them at all.
Okay. Well, this session is we don't even have enough time to get into all of that, but there are ways to control your emotions. It does take work, but you have to know that you can control your emotions. Would you like me to give you an example?
Yes, please.
Okay. So there was one time, I don't know what happened. My husband just got back in town and he wanted to hang out with me. Well, I don't know if he just got back in town, but he had no, he just got back from work. He works out of town and he works in town, so I got that confused. But he I knew he was supposed to, he doesn't usually work on Saturday, but this Saturday he was working. And I already knew that he was working and I was okay with that. And I was going to continue to do what I was going to do that morning. And I was just going to be looking forward to him get home so we can spend time with the family. So when he got home, when he got near me, I suddenly just started feeling very irritated. Very, I don't know why. Like, actually, I know why, but I started feeling very irritated. And I knew in that moment that I couldn't talk to him. Like, what's wrong? And I'll just say nothing. Like, because it wasn't really anything that he did. He didn't do anything that I didn't already know, which was go to work that day. And so I didn't want to speak to him at that moment because I didn't want this irritation to come off on him. So I knew what I do. I needed to pray or something like that. But the first thing I began to do, I began to praise. And that's just to thank God for things, right? So while I was feeling this way, which was very irritated, I didn't know why. I'll look at my hands and I say, okay, I'm gonna start being thankful for however many fingers I have. So I'll just say, I thank you, Lord, or I thank you, God, for giving me eyes. I thank you, Lord, for protecting my family. I thank you for this. I thank you for that. I thank you for this. I thank you that I have a sound mind. I thank you that I'm able to speak. I thank you for, or I just thank, whatever. I thank you that you have provided me with a home. I thank you, that I'm learning and I'm growing every day. I thank you for everything you've done with me. I thank you for who you are in my life. I thank you, for where you're taking me to. So I would just think of different things that I'm thankful for, and I would say it out loud because with your voice, even if you don't believe in God, if you just start saying you're thankful for whatever you're thankful for, right? That produces energy in the atmosphere. It produces a positive spirit. And then next thing you know, you really start reflecting on, wow, I'm blessed. Like with you, you're getting your education. Be thankful try it. What are 5 things you're thankful for? And say it out loud.
I'm thankful for my going back to school, thankful for my family,
Hmm.
thankful for my friends,
Hmm.
thankful for my cat,
Okay.
and I'm thankful for having a roof over my head.
That's right. And how does that make you feel when you realize
Yeah,
you have things to be thankful for?
it makes me feel a lot better.
Yeah. Instead of thinking about what doesn't make you feel better. Corey, don't think about him. No offense. Or you can say, I'm thankful, even when it comes to him, I'm thankful I found out this soon that he was like that. I'm thankful that I dodged a bullet. I'm thankful that I realized Tasha's really not my friend. I'm thankful that my eyes are open. I'm thankful I have friends that caution me before I do things that are not wise. And then that will begin to change your perspective. But you got to actively do it the same way you've been actively thinking about him. So when you replace those activities, don't actively think about him, actively think about what you're thankful for. Actively think, you know what I'm saying? It's harder to do that. It's easier to think about him, but it causes you pain. It's harder to think about the good things, but you're going to realize it causes you joy. And then once you see it's working, you'll continue to do that. But going forward, I did have one last question I wanted to ask you. Um, is during this session and beyond, because we want to move forward from here. I'm gonna check up on you. I'm gonna see you still talking to them.
Right now, they're problem. One is at work and the other one's sleeping, so I'm up
And you know their schedule.
and I know their schedule.
They're in your mind way too much. You gotta
I,
I get them out the mind. You don't have no place in my mind. You gotta start telling your brain that. Cause all that you gotta tell your brain that. Even though you say that your brain don't understand certain things, say it anyway. I'm thinking about me. I'm thinking about my life. Every time that thought tries to come, push it out. This is active. It's active. You have to do it on purpose, right? And but what way can I best support you from here and beyond? Me, Jana.
for you, like just checking up on me, seeing what did you do today? Like
Okay.
what does that make sense?
Yeah. That'll probably help you think about something else.
Yeah, then it
That'll
would be like, oh, I have a friend who wants to check up on me, who's wanting to support me.
yes. I do want to support you because I want you to know that you're better than that situation. There's a
'Cause
lot more. Yeah.
like yesterday, I wasn't even on my phone, and my roommate and I went through half my room, and
Hmm.
I just checked a bunch of things. I was like, wow, I didn't realize that this. Why was I holding on to all of this?
Oh wow. So even
And
your roommate is supportive.
I got rid of 2 garbage bags full of shit.
Wow. That's good. That is so encouraging to me as well. Because I know I need to get rid of some stuff. Yeah.
And if I was to do it on my own, I wouldn't have done it. I would have just been like, clean my room and have left all of the shit there. Been like, I'll deal with it later. And I keep saying I will deal with it later. And I'm like, I just finally told my roommate, I said, I need you for 2 hours. Can we book out 2 hours? Because I
Hmm.
need,
And
because,
that's good.
and it helped me a lot.
Yes. That's good. So it seems like you have a lot of support. And so yeah, I will check up on you. And in the future, I hope you think this was successful. You know, I hope you think this was successful. But what would you want to see like in a therapy session going forward? Some things that you know that you wish we would have talked about because it's about you. I want to make sure we got every point that you wanted to be discussed. I don't want us to leave and you feel like there was still something you wanted to go through.
I just wish that I could figure out, like, where do I start dating again if I want to date? That's the only thing.
Okay.
But that might be in another session.
Okay. Okay. That's yeah, it might be, but it might be in another session. We got a few more minutes because that's the easy question. Um but I'm a say don't be looking in different countries. You need to stay locally. Stay locally if you're gonna use different apps to meet people. Stay local. Less it's less it's a pretty name. Hold on. It's Lesya. I like the way you say that. Stay local, Lesya. Your husband is out there waiting for you if you want to get married. He's waiting for you, and you seem very genuine, pure hearted, very pure hearted. And you don't want these people who don't really care about you. You know, they don't care about your emotional roller coaster that you be going through. You know, they just want you to be on this. I don't even know why they want you to be on the game right now. You said you don't even play games, but they be wanting you in the room. I don't know why. But yeah, stay local and just date around. Dating around does not mean falling head over heels for everybody. And it doesn't mean having sex with people either. And that's not what I'm talking about. Just make new male friends. See who you connect with, but don't guard your heart. Guard your heart. Don't be staying on the phone for hours with them. You know what I mean? Don't even talk to them every single day, especially starting out, right? You know, you usually go to apps to find people to date.
Not all the time. I mean, I've tried Bumble, and I've tried Plenty of Fish. I mean, I met my ex-husband on Plenty of Fish, and that's another story for another
Oh
set.
yeah, right. So yeah, I mean, online, but stay local. Don't be taking every guy you date or is this gonna be my next husband. No. We're just friends. You're getting to know them. You're getting to
And
know them.
I mean, I do have a guy who's kind of stalking me, and it kind of makes me feel uncomfortable. But
Uh-uh.
that will be another story for another time.
Mm-mm. We don't want to be desperate. You know, it's never that serious.
Well, like he's desperate in dating me. Like he's
Right.
constantly, if I'm single, and I'm like, I don't want to date you. Like I don't want to date you. Like I don't want you in my life. Like why are you? And I've told him straight up that I'm not interested in dating him. And then it's like every other month almost. Like it was it started this month again that he's like, "Are you single? I like you. I love you. I want to date you, hun." And it's like I'm not wanting to date you, but I've made it clear and I've blocked him. I said I don't want to date you because you're too desperate. I don't deal with Does this make sense? Like I don't want to deal with the
No, it
desperate.
does. Yeah, but anyway, even in your state of brokenheartedness, heal, honestly speaking. You can still make friends, but you don't have to actively seek it. I do believe that as you begin paying attention to other things, paying attention to your career, paying attention to education, hang out with your friends, whatever type of pay attention to the things that are good. And I believe your mate will come to you in that because you are presenting yourself out there. You're not hiding behind closed doors. You will be seen, and you're not going to be seen around somebody who playing games, right? So that's my advice for you. And we can talk off of here, but for now, I just want to thank you so much, Lesya, because I love that name. I thank you for the opportunity to allow me to listen to you, for pouring out your heart, and for allowing me to speak into your life and let you know that you've got the power to change this. You can move forward from this. For just listening to me, I thank you for that. And this is just not pertaining to you, Leslie. We'll talk off screen. But for anybody else, I know that it's not just you, Leslie. I've got many inquiries of people who want to do live therapy. If you felt like this, help yourself in any type of way, you need to join if you have not signed up yet. If you felt like you could relate with Leslie's story, and you might want to start a support group with people who are facing those same challenges, reach out to Lesya. I'm sorry. Reach out to her. Lesya, you seem to make friends quite easily. Yes. You make them quite easily. And Lesya is a gentle soul. So make sure when you speak with her, be sensitive to her emotions. Me and Lesya met in a relationship advice group for women. And I've never really seen you post on there, but I'm pretty sure I've approved some of your stories. If you have. But if all hearts and minds are clear, we're gonna I think we're gonna air this today. We're gonna air this today. And I don't know what time, but everybody on the screen, they'll know what time once it's aired, and then we'll go from there. But anyway, until next time, you want to say bye, Alessia?
Bye.